Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. And today I'm bringing you some RickoRex gameplay again. It's becoming a tradition at this point every time we play an Overwhelm deck. And this time is going to be Bar, Gnar, and one of Sejuani. RickoRex got to like way over 1,000 LP, like something like top 10 in the European server using this deck. So I figured let's go ahead and give it a shot. And this is actually one of my favorite Overwhelm decks ever. I kind of played something like this way back last year as well, where you just go for Rebna and Bar and just get these really big Overwhelm units like the Tough Speaker, the Ruthless Raider, that opponents cannot deal with. So it's kind of similar to that previous deck. Actually, it's almost identical. It's just kind of like an updated version now that gets to also play the Party Poro and gets to play access to Bone Club. And obviously, like any RickoRex deck, we have triple Battle Fury, which ends up kind of winning a lot of games. So hope you enjoyed the games coming up today. If you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post a lot of videos every single day, and you can also find us at the end of the video where we'll do a more in-depth breakdown and mulligan tips. Enjoy the games. In this matchup, we're gonna against Viego. I was gonna say Viego Norra is oh man, Viego Norra. Why did I forget Viego's name all of a sudden? Ah man, the Cosmic Binding is tempting. I think I need something. I like the Bone Club and the Esmos. I think I need an Overwhelm, right? I think I need an Overwhelm. You get double Bone Club, not great. Okay, there's our Overwhelm. That's good. So we can go Esmos into Tough Speaker. Hopefully we don't hit the Omen Hawk here. That'd be unfortunate. Not Omen Hawk. Not the Omen Hawk. Not the Omen Hawk. Not the Omen Hawk. Not the Omen Hawk. Ha! Of course, he had to be the Omen Hawk. Who would have thought? What if it's actually correct to play second Esmos first? Yeah, I think I like the second Esmos. Just go Esmos. Get this to 3. If the opponent wants to trade here, that's fine. Gets me a little bit farther into the Bar level up, and then we can Bone Club one of these Esmos and be in a good spot. And Elusive is just as good as the Overwhelm. This is gonna get me very far on the... Yeah, we just go here. Cool, now what? I'm gonna have to vengeance this guy. Yeah, you're gonna have to vengeance this guy. Or I guess Quietus. Haste Spike is good. But that's one less haste spike I have to worry about now. Question is, I guess we just play the Bar, right? We play the Bar, we have a Bar leveled up. Or do we just go for the... I kind of like the Bar. Because the Tough Speaker can still get removed by a lot of things, right? I kind of like the Bar. I kind of like the level of Bar here. If I'm being honest, just level up Bar, have a big Bar. We can keep the Darking Spear for Anaka because we're gonna have everything gonna be pretty buff, right? So we can go like this, just push damage, let the opponent draw. They get the portals. That's cool. We push 5. We play the Rebna, and we're gonna have some pretty big units with the Rebna. Because the Rebna is a 4/4. We have good blockers. We're going to start getting the chimes with the leveled up Bar. That are going to buff my Bar, like my units on the field. Okay. Kind of sucks. I mean, this guy is going to get bigger than the Bar. But I mean, we're going to have a lot of value here. Because this Rebna is huge. Yeah, if I kill one of those units, it's gonna make the Viego bigger than my Bar. This Gnar is pretty good too. Because it's gonna be able to tag the Bar, the Viego, when he levels up. So when he levels up, he's gonna be able to tag the Viego. So if the opponent has a vengeance, I probably don't wanna commit this Gnar. Opponent got this from, like, opponent got some good cards from the portal. Like, the Prodigy is pretty good from the portal. We don't have enough for a Naka just yet. That's a great pull from them. We just have to block this guy with the Rebna. This is gonna be leveling up very quickly. I need to keep this Gnar hidden. I think I need to keep this Gnar hidden. Opponent's gonna be tempted to kill this Overwhelm. They have to kill the elusive or the Overwhelm, right? Okay, so they cannot kill the Gnar anymore, right? They cannot kill this Gnar anymore. The other option is just to put another Bone Club on this Tusk Speaker and just push damage. Huh. This Gnar is so good though at just tagging their Viego. I think I have to commit for the Gnar. I have to commit for the Gnar just because I'm really scared of that Viego leveling up. I might not even attack this turn, just to not give them the miss. If opponent has a second Viego, they're taking 7 damage to face to kill this Gnar. Like, I don't think opponent can... Yeah, I mean, I think we just pass, right? I think we just pass, let the Gnar level up, have double Overwhelms. Be able to kill... Because if the Viego levels up, it's a problem. The Norra can do nothing. Because we have an elusive blocker. We can get a Naka down, but it's probably better to just go Tusk Speakers at Bone Clubs. Yeah, I mean, that's cool for you, but it's not gonna get you much. Probably correct to just set up the Overwhelm at this point, right? Well, Bone Club. The Naka is nice, but it's not what we need at this moment. We have the Bard Traveler's Call. Okay, so the opponent's gonna be able to go for the Spirit Journey into this guy. Alright. That's still not enough to get you there. And now we just transfer the Bone Club to someone that we know. I guess the opponent does get the Norra trigger, which is good for them. Let's wait until next turn. Let's hit the chimes here first. Let's hit the chimes here first. We don't hit a single chime, never mind. But we can still go ahead and go Tusk Speaker into second Bone Club. We have 4 Overwhelms. We have the Bard Traveler's Call. Opponent and Moscow have 1 Vengeance. Now what? We pull the Viego with the bar. We pull the Viego with the bar and we should be okay. The Norra is scary actually. Now that we lost our elusive blocker, it's really scary. That doesn't work because you don't get access there. So we'll just go like this. We're gonna attack with the bar first and then play the Bard's Traveler's Call after the attack, if needed, because we just added an additional 6 chimes to our deck, right? So attacking with the bar is correct because we add the chimes. Even if the opponent has a Vengeance, they cannot deal with this many Overwhelms. So they shouldn't be able to deal with this many Overwhelms, even if they have a Vengeance. Yeah, there you go. Let's go ahead for the Bard Traveler's Call, see what we have gotten. 8 chimes. And let's go back to -24. Yeah, so I think it was correct to play it slow until we develop our full board of Overwhelms, right? When the opponent gave us that pass, when we developed the Gnar, they had a Vengeance. So they just, you know, they ended up playing the Norra and tapping out of that Vengeance. So, GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Samira and Fizz. They, aside from Pirouette, right? Aside from the Pirouette, which granted, Pirouette is a big deal, they don't have a lot of ways to deal with my Overwhelms. So I'm gonna see if I can find like an Overwhelm. The elusive Esmus is not bad either though, because if we do get access to like a Bone Club in the Esmus, Esmus becomes a really good blocker too. So I don't hit the Esmus. It's gonna be a race. It's gonna be a race. Let's just go ahead and trade if the opponent gives me the trade. Doesn't do it. The opponent has not enough for Samira plus Flare, so I think I'll go ahead for the Esmus. We even hit the Esmus here, so now we have a blocker for the Fizz if the opponent develops anything here. So let's say the opponent goes for Stylish Shot plus Jagged Butcher. Will can play the Esmus and be able to stop their Stylish Shot. Okay, they're just gonna go for the all-out. Wait, an all-out just like this? I think that's huge for me, right? Doesn't get the Plunder trigger? And now that's one all-out out of the way? They just wanted to get the Plunder trigger now, which is still gonna trade with the Bell Ringer. So we're still chilling. Kind of sucks that we cannot play this Tusk Speaker. I'm down to trade with the 3/3 for now though. Just try to get this Esmus, this bar bigger and bigger. We can go Tusk Speaker and we can have access to the stun next turn if necessary. I am giving them a good target for the Flare, but they probably want to pull the Esmus anyways. So they always want to pull the Esmus anyways, because Esmus is a blocker into the Fizz, right? So they want to pull this Esmus no matter what. So this lets me stun and kill. Yeah, they want to probably pull this Esmus. Do I let this happen?
No problem.
I probably let this happen, right? If they pull Esmus, I let this happen. And just take the 2. Sure. And then next turn we have access to Battle Fury, which is exactly what I need, right? That's why I think this turn you always play Esmus instead of Bar. Because we have access to the open attack with the Battle Fury. And opponent is going to have a hard time dealing with this Battle Fury. They should have a... They need to have a Pure Air right now to kill one of these Esmus. Blood Bay? You want to mess up... Okay. So the reason they did it is because they have... Okay, the pull shot. Alright, that makes sense. That way that's going to be your car, right? The problem now is that we just go like this. In any of this can trade with the Elusive. And we're going to put Battle Fury on the Overwhelm. Or the Elusive, whichever one the opponent gives me the chance to. Probably better to just put it on the Elusive, to be honest. No, it's probably better to put it on the Overwhelm. Better to put on the Overwhelm, that way I don't even have to worry about the opponent having an elusive blocker, right? So we just go like this. Yeah, we put on the Overwhelm, that way next turn we can just open attack with a big 12-7. And opponent has no blocker for it. We put it on the elusive, opponent has a Fizz as an elusive blocker. So yeah, just go ahead and play your Snapjaw, we'll go ahead and take it. That's a waste of 2 mana. I guess he levels up Samira. So the opponent was going for the Samira level up if they have another card here. But they need to have another card here to get the Samira level up. And then next turn we still have access to the stun. So the only thing that can get through next turn is going to be Fizz. And that shouldn't be enough. Yeah, warning shot, okay. They want to keep the Flare to challenge the elusive away, which makes a lot of sense. The great thing for us is that we can stun the Samira, right? We can stun the Samira and prevent the zero-cost Flare from happening. So we stun here, attack with the Tusk Speaker next turn again, and we're chilling. There's one downside here. If the opponent goes like this... if the opponent goes like this... If the opponent has an all-out, they actually get there. Wait. So that needs to be exactly an all-out. That needs to be exactly an all-out. If I stun this, I lose to everything else. If I just go for 2, it needs to be... Because the problem is that the stun happens second, right? So you cannot, like, you have to deal 2 first. You can't choose to stun first. So we have to deal 2. If the opponent has exactly an all-out, they get there. But that's not true. They don't have the rally. If it's an all-out, they don't have the rally. Yeah, we just go like this. We just win. Because opponent did the Playful Trickster under Samira. They don't get the zero-cost Flare. So they don't have the rally. They lose Samira. They don't get the rally from this. and they just get a stylish shot, and then we just open attack and win with the Overwhelm. All right, we got there. Got a little bit concerned at first because of the fact that I couldn't stun, that I couldn't do the +2, the damage 2. But if we do the damage 2, I guess if the opponent gets the all out plus the stylish, because the opponent didn't get the flare. No, if they had the all out, they obviously get the rally again, get to attack with Fizz one more time, and continue getting the stylish shot. Yeah, if they had all out, they would have won that. But we saw them using an all out earlier, so the chances were in our favor. So GG's. In this matchup, we're going against elites. I don't think elites can do anything if we get Bone Club on one of our big Overwhelm units. Not only do we have Bone Club, but we also have Battle Fury. I think I'm just going to mulligan for an Overwhelm unit here. Or even an elusive like Esmus and try to go from there. We don't get it, which is a little bit worrisome now. But I think with the Battle Fury and the Bone Club, we can just like kind of kill them in like 2 turns if we get at least one Overwhelm unit. Not yet. We take 5.
I'll do my best.
Pouty Poro, please. Pouty Poro. Gnar. Okay. Alright, 3, 6, 8. We take 8. The greed is killing me. Oh, okay. Okay, we take 8. Cool. Let's go here. Alright, right. Bar. Not bad. Let's just attack before the freaking before the Garen comes out. We'll have to play this Gnar. Yeah, because I knew the Garen was gonna come out. So we're gonna have to play here. I don't think it's correct to spend any mana just yet. I think I'm just gonna go ahead with the Sejuani next time if the opponent lets me. I guess we could have played the because this Gnar is gonna lose to the Jarvan, right? So the Gnar is gonna lose to the Jarvan. We have the stun and the freeze. That's pretty good. Yeah, so the opponent's gonna go for Jarvan. We can stun. What if we stun here? Like, what if we go 2 and stun and go like this, and then we're losing to what? We're losing to a Forma? So we're losing to a Forma. The opponent doesn't have. We lose to a lot of things. We lose to a lot of things anyways. Like, we lose to a lot of things. Like, for example, we lose to a champion strength right here. So we lose to a champion strength right here. I guess we can go Sejuani. If your opponent has like a champion strength, that's a problem. Might of the Vanguard? I think that's fine, right? Wait, that's okay? That's actually okay? Because we can still go here and just pokey stick one of these guys. Before we do that, let's go for the bird. Right? So we can go like this and like this. Alright, so we have 4 blockers, opponent has 3 attackers. What is going on? The opponent can literally kill us anytime, but the fact that they spend all that mana on this card is amazing for us. Oh, we can't play that tough speaker. Opponent has no champion strength. They get a freaking unit here. I guess let's play the Pouty Poro. I have to keep... Okay, they get the Scout, so I have to go Ravna.
Nothing stops us. Not cold, not death.
I have to go Ravna. We have another Pouty Poro now.
For the prince.
If you attack with the... Yeah, like you have to attack in such a way that I cannot block you efficiently, right? But there's no such way that does that, because we can trade here and trade like this. Probably was better to trade with the Vanguard, by the way. I think we actually might get there, to be honest. The only downside is the fact that we have the Tough Speaker. So we can't have a useless unit. We can pokey stick this guy right away before the opponent gets this card to be big. So we can pokey stick this guy right away. He also gives us a draw. And it stops this guy from becoming a 3-3. We have another red now. There's a good chance we get a 2-drop. So if we get a 2-drop here, we're okay. Okay, a Party Portal works. That's 16, 17. Okay, okay. You have to block this 17. You have to block this 10-10. So you have to block this 17. You can block the 10-10 with the Vanguard. So I don't even feel like attacking with the 10-10. We actually got there, right? Like, opponent cannot do anything against the 17-17 Portal. What a game. What just happened? How did I survive on 1 HP and get a 17-17 Party Portal out of that? GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Lurk. So as long as we can kind of race them down and just have like a big Overwhelm, which with the Bone Club is looking pretty good for us. Double Bone Club is probably too greedy, right? We probably want to have Battle Fury. So we want to have the Battle Fury. We could have this Party Portal right away. Like, we could have this Party Portal by turn 3 with the Bone Club. Now maybe that's what we want to do. Is the Party Portal with a Bone Club better than any of these guys with a Bone Club, though? I kind of like the Party Portal with the Bone Club. I like the Tough and Regen here. One is obviously going to hit me for a ton of damage, and that's fine. So we get to take 6 here. We'll play the Bone Club, and we'll take another 6 next turn. Potentially 9. So we'll take 9 next turn, but we have a Tough Regen unit. So the opponent's Snapjaw doesn't do anything now. And we can start pushing damage on them. Yeah, I mean, that's fine, because I mean, I'm gonna just get Regen back up, right? So we're gonna take 8. Unless the opponent gives me a chance to play this bird to block this sparkling, this Sharkling. Alright. Opponent gave us the chance to block that Sharkling. You're gonna give us another chance here? It is 8 damage though. 8 damage is not nothing. So we can block here, we can block here. If the opponent gives us another chance, we can play the Tough Speaker. And be able to block one of the Fearsomes. You can't, I mean, you can't, okay, wow, so Ruthless Predator, but I guess if you have the Rek'Sai, that makes the most sense, right? If you have the Rek'Sai, that's why you pull that way. Wait. So they just wanted to get the most units available as possible. All right. That also makes sense. You get me down to 4. You force me to block here. So you get me down to 4. You force me to block there. I guess let's just go Tough Speaker. I'm going to go down to 3, but it gives me the Fearsome blockers. If you have an Overwhelm, you get there. If you have an Overwhelm, you get there. If it's not an Overwhelm, that was not a Rek'Sai, so it probably was a Pike. Attacking with this doesn't make sense, because he just gets rid of my Fearsome block. I think I just attack like this. If the opponent has the Overwhelm, I'm kind of screwed. I go down to 2. We have blockers for everything right now. Hold the pack, alright. The Overwhelm with the vulnerable unit just screws me over. Like a lot. Fearsome, cool. Party Portal. I don't think I need another blocker. I'd rather just be at 3 than be like a freaking 0, because I can probably... Okay, I can beat the Overwhelm, right? So I can beat the Overwhelm now. Yeah, I can beat the Overwhelm now. Heck, I can even go down to 2 and be okay with this. This guy can block this guy. They have tough. So the opponent will have to hit Rek'Sai for this to matter. We have fearsome blockers everywhere else. We literally take no damage and just transfer the Bone Club somewhere else. And then next turn we can just do whatever we want. We have the stuns and we have the overwhelms. We just go like this. The stun gets rid of 2 blockers. So this is 6 already here. Somehow we actually survived this, because the opponent ended up not getting their Rek'Sai or their Pike. So somehow we actually got there, and the Potty Portal with Bone Club just carried the whole time. So GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Jack and Seraphine. I haven't seen this deck since last patch. Sejuani is interesting. I don't hate this hand. I think I want to look for... I like the Tusk Speaker and the Omen Hawk. I want to look for the equipment. Not the... I mean, I guess the Docking Spear is okay. But I wanted to look for the Bone Club more than anything else. So we can go Omen Hawk. And down to play the Tusk Speaker. Opponent could have Heavy Metal, which is one of the problems in this matchup. And down to play this first Tusk Speaker. And either eat up the Mystic Shot or eat up the Heavy Metal now, right? Yeah, high note. I mean, that's fine too. Because opponent has to kind of kill everything now, right? Opponent has to kill it now before we can put in equipment on it. So that's kind of why they rushed that. Like right here, they're gonna have to commit another Mystic Shot. Or a second high note, which they could have from a second Seraphine now. So they could have a second high note now. Doesn't do it. Alright. So if they have the Heavy Metal, I'm sad. So if they have the Heavy Metal, I'm very sad. Otherwise, I think we're in a really good spot. That's not a Heavy Metal. So let's go ahead and attack for 8. Even if you block here, I guess you have access to like a way to kill this. I mean, his Obliterator is kind of annoying as well. This Red not getting hit by the Shaman and the Omen Hawk is really good too. It's gonna put a lot of pressure. Double Red now. Wow. Okay. Okay, opponent gets their Mischievous Mirai. We do have the Cosmic Binding, which is not bad. This is gonna give us a Mystic Shot. A Poke Stick if the opponent lets this one hit. More likely than not, though, the opponent's just gonna kill this now, right? Yeah, they're gonna kill one of the 2 right now. Okay, they're gonna... That's the second Seraphine. So they had the second Seraphine. They just decided not to do it last turn. Alright. So we can attack with the Tusk Speaker, knowing that we do have the Cosmic Binding, if necessary. And then we can just play Redna and just start dropping big units, right? I might not even go ahead and... I might not even commit that Cosmic Binding this turn. I'm just gonna let them kill me now. So they're digging. They're digging for removal. So maybe we do actually just push the 8 damage. No, I think I like the Redna. I think I like the Redna. I like the Redna here. Just make my units just so big. The tough is gonna be amazing. Make my units so big so that the Anaka can actually just bring back something crazy, right? So we go Omen Hawk here. We go second Redna. Shelly? Okay, I did not expect Shelly in that deck. So now this is going to be a 12-11 Tusk Speaker and a 9-7 Ruthless Raider. I think I should be okay. Sure. I mean, they are pushing damage, but like, I guess they're trying to level up the Seraphine as well. They're pushing considerable damage. we're gonna block with the weakest one. They are pushing considerable damage. But these Overwhelms are gonna be a problem, especially this tough Overwhelm. Wow, I wish I had just enough. If I had enough mana for Battle Fury, this would be so good. So let's go here. Let's go Tough Speaker, and we can give it the Bone Club. Opponent's gonna have to literally kill me right now, which they cool if they level up Seraphine and have Warning Shot. Let's see it. I think I just have to go ahead and go for the Tough Speaker and the Bone Club, right? Okay, they get the stun. Does the stun get them there? The stun gets them there too, right? They just happen to get the stun. This puts me to 7. This puts me to 6. Yeah, this is not enough. This is not enough. Just because the opponent also has the Shelly, right? We can stun the Shelly.
I hear you, son. Now you're about to hear me.
Opponent's gonna have to commit that you know, like if the opponent doesn't actually opponent needs to get rid of this powder keg right now. They just lost. Wait, opponent just lost? Warning Shot is 2, 3. They just lost, right?
Stories of old.
By leaving this powder keg on the field? Warning Shot is 2. 5. Oh no, Warning Shot is enough. Warning Shot is lethal. Yeah, Warning Shot is lethal. That is exactly 7. Yeah, it's exactly 7 with the Warning Shot. So they had it just there, they leveled it up, and that's all it took. Unfortunately, that's what I said, right? We're gonna lose to the Warning Shot if the opponent had it, and they leveled up the Seraphine, which they unfortunately did, so GG's. That pirouette was kind of clutch. Because if they don't have the pirouette there, if they don't have the pirouette, they lose 1 damage to the Nexus, which puts me at 1, and we can also just go ahead and put the Bone Club on my Overwhelm right away. We have double Overwhelm. So, GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Aatrox Bilgewater. And this is going to be Xolaani Reverse Row. We do have the freeze for the Xolaani, right? Later on, we technically also have the Cosmic Binding that can stun her when she gets summoned. We have the Bone Club. I like the Ruthless Raider. I don't like both of them. I think I'm just going to go Ruthless Raider into Bone Club. I was hoping I could get like an Omen Hawk so that we could have an early blocker. I guess I'll just take the Shine for now. Play the Ruthless Raider. And then play Bone Club and just try to finish the opponent before they can finish us. So we'll go like this. So the opponent should have the equipment here. Okay, it's just gonna be Mirai. Ah, that sucks. That sucks. Before they got that, we could have been okay. But now that they got that, it's a little bit more problematic. Because they're gonna buff this guy up pretty well. Okay. So we have 4 mana next turn, plus 2 that we can hold back. So it's definitely just gonna be the Ruthless Raider, right? I like the Ruthless. I guess the Tough Speaker is gonna push in more damage. I guess the Tough Speaker is pushing more damage. I just don't like the Tough Speaker as much because he's also hitting me, right? But if this is going to be a race, I need to be able to make sure that I win the race before the opponent beats us at the race. So we're going to go Bone Club here. That takes me to 9. This takes me to... This is going to be a 10 power. And we don't have enough mana for another blocker. You can also instead play Gnar and get access to the Poke Stick. And just play it slow this way. I don't think it's necessary though. I think I'm just going to go Bone Club. Okay, we have the Pouty Poro. That's not bad. This could be a blocker. Other option is to actually no, because I need to make sure that this guy can survive against the Mirai Warden. So this is great because this is gonna be a blocker. I was worried about not having blockers and just getting aggro down. But now that we ended up getting the Poro, I end up getting a blocker, right? So I end up getting a blocker. Opponent still has a lot of value here. We can attack for 10. Opponent doesn't block. Which means that they're all in. They're all in on just beating us next turn. So they're all in on beating us next turn, but this Poro is going to make it difficult for them because now there is a blocker. We can just lose the Esmus and be okay with that. And we have multiple Overwhelms. We even have multiple blockers here now. Anaka Burst is not enough. Do I even need to lose the Esmus?
All monsters die.
I don't know that I do. Oh, well, I guess, like, I could just go like this and press OK. At 2 damage? What am I scared of at 2? You know what? Let's go like this. Because, I mean, this is going to be how I win the game anyways, right? I don't think we need the second Esmus. Yeah, this is how I'm going to win the game anyways with this Tusk Speaker. Opponent has no blockers that have more than 1 health. Okay, yeah, doesn't matter. And we have another Overwhelm unit, so this is going to be 1. This is going to be another. This is going to be 11. So we just go like this. Usually they don't play like any freezes or anything like that. So they don't play any freezes or anything like that. So if we just open attack here, we should be okay. This is gonna be 10. Yeah, and there we go. They don't have any way to block us. So it was gonna be a race. And that's why I do think that Tusk Speaker was probably better. Once that Tusk Speaker got the shine, when I was deciding between which unit to summon, it ended up being better to go for the Tusk Speaker. So GG. Hey, welcome back everyone. Hope you enjoyed today's games. Some of them were pretty short because this deck sometimes just rolls over the opponent, right? Like sometimes you get literally the perfect hand and just get an Overwhelm, give a Bone Club, and then attack again with it with the Battle Fury. And sometimes those games just go like this. All the games, as you saw today, take a bit more strategy, right? We got the Viego Norra game where we have to really plan out how we're gonna like sequence our attacks and not just recklessly attack and let them level up their Viego, for example. You got to see that game against elites, how ridiculous it was that we actually got to survive at 1 HP and just continuously have blockers against the opponent. And you even got to see like some games, like the game against Lurk, again, just trying to survive all the opponent's aggression. Once you're able to kind of survive the opponent going wide, you end up getting the advantage because your units tend to be a lot bigger than the opponent, so it's harder for them to get over your units. The way that they want to beat you is by going wide because you tend to go for a single 1 or 2 unit punch to kind of present lethal. We also got to see the power of the Battle Fury in that Fizz Samira matchup, just pushing so much damage and kind of creating the lethal attack on the next turn. And we even get to see Cosmic Binding kind of coming clutch in that matchup as well. It feels like every card in this deck has a good purpose and is there for a reason, because even the freeze is really necessary in certain matchups where the opponent can just kind of continuously just put too much pressure on you or have like a really big unit that could punish you, right? Now, in terms of strategy with this deck, the best strategy is just Overwhelm into Bone Club. Bone Club is so good with this deck. Not only is it a +5/+5 into one of your Overwhelm units, but it also gets you halfway through Bar's level up, right? So it gets you 10 out of 20 to Bar level up. So it's really easy to level up Bar in this deck because of Bone Club. But obviously, the idea here is that Bone Club in any of your Overwhelm units, so Poro, Ruthless Raider, or Tusk Speaker, just makes it really difficult for opponents to be able to deal with them. My favorite play, as you saw in that Lurk game, is going for the Poro on turn 1 into Bone Club on turn 3. It's going to be a 6/6 with Overwhelm, Regen, and Tough. That's going to be really difficult for the opponent to deal with because of those keywords and how good those keywords are. And then eventually, you can save enough mana to literally go for a Battle Fury on turn 5 after you do this combo of Poro into Bone Club, right? Because you could do Poro on turn 1, Bone Club on turn 3, save your mana on turn 4, and on turn 5 have 8 mana for a Battle Fury and just push it around. That's the perfect curve. So with that said, what I'm looking for in my mulligans are going to be those units that are really good with Bone Club. I always want to look for at least one Bone Club. So I want to keep at least one Bone Club, but I also want to make sure I have at least one good target for it. So it's Party Poro, Tough Speaker, or Ruthless Wader, or sometimes the Asmus can be a good buff target for the Bone Club as well, if you know that the opponent doesn't have a lot of elusive blockers that make your Bone Club not push damage, right? Usually on the Overwhelm is better because opponent don't have a lot of great blockers for the Overwhelm. On the elusive, they could have some elusive that they could just jump into you and prevent you from actually putting damage with the Asmus, even if it's a 5/7 Asmus. So you gotta be careful when you put an Asmus. So yeah, so ideally the perfect mulligan, you have one Bone Club, you have Asmus, and you have one of your Overwhelm units, right? Or the Party Portal. That way you can go like Asmus on turn 2, Overwhelm unit on turn 3, Bone Club on turn 4. Again, if you don't have that Party Portal combo that we talked about a little bit ago, that's kind of the second best scenario. Just Asmus into Overwhelm into Bone Club. That way the Asmus can buff up the Overwhelm even more. And it will still give you enough mana after turn 4 to have access to like a Battle Fury to just blow out the opponent with that Battle Fury. So once you kind of get that early gameplay kind of stable, the games that go longer, that's when you want to start relying on your Redna, right? So your Redna can just get a lot of value, can bring you some really big units, especially because a lot of your Overwhelm units like the Tough Speaker, Ruthless Wader, and Party Poro are all pretty cheap. So sometimes you just get these huge 1-cost or 2-drop Overwhelms that the opponent has to deal with because the Redna, because of all the chimes and all the buffs from Omen Hawk, etc., potentially can come down at least it's a 4/4, which is good enough to get everything to a good spot to kind of win you the game from there. So early to mid game, you kind of want to go for your Overwhelms with the Bone Club, and then later into the game, that's when you transition to your Redna and your Battle Fury to kind of push the damage there and put a lot of pressure into the opponent. Obviously, you also have your bar. If he levels up, it gets you some value there, allowing you to buff the units on your hand and on your field by more. Not a lot of times that this happens. I feel like when you have leveled up bar already, and if the game has gone long enough for you to consistently draw shines, you're probably already in the cusp of winning regardless. But it is games where it can come in clutch, having this bar leveled up and pushing there. Then the Gnar is kind of like another Overwhelm unit that also gives us the Pokey Stick with that drop, which can be really nice. Sejuani as a one-off can be really nice with the vulnerable to tap a low health unit to actually present our lethal damage with. The Darkin Spear is nice as Anaka because there's a lot of great cards, especially if you play Anaka after you have played Redna. You're going to be getting all these units for free that are going to be already buffed up with Redna, which is actually so nuts as well. So it's really nice too. And then obviously you have your early game like the Burr and the Omen Hawk, which can be really good to keep early in the game as well. But usually like you gotta be careful, right? Because again, I think Bone Club kind of carries this deck. So sometimes if your hand doesn't have like a Bone Club, sometimes I hesitate to keep like multiple Burrs and multiple Omen Hawks in my hand, especially because you know they can buff each other. I guess if you get Omen Hawk, it's better to keep the Omen Hawk than the Burr, because if you keep a Burr and an Omen Hawk, there's a good chance that your Burr is gonna hit the Omen Hawk, right? So you usually want to start with the Omen Hawk first and then the Burr second to avoid that happening. So yeah, so just kind of play units, buff them up with Bone Club and Battle Fury, and just push face. That's really the name of this deck. I think that's it for this deck showcase. If you liked today's video, make sure to like it below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund. We stream every now and then. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.